Hello everyone, and welcome to our guide on Minecraft structure blocks. Minecraft is a super fun game that has a lot of secret things that you may not have known about. One of these very things is the creative Minecraft structure blocks. These things effectively work as a vanilla version of World Edit, and today we're covering how to use them. Minecraft structure blocks. The first thing you need to know is that there are three variations of structure blocks. There's the save version, the corner version, and the load version. The first thing that we're going to take a look at is the save version, as it is the most important part of this entire thing. In the structure block menu, on the bottom left-hand side, you'll see the different mode buttons. What you want to switch to is the save version from the default of load. Let's say this simple cobblestone area is what we want to have saved. Well, first we need to adjust the structure size of the area that we want. Let's just make it a perfect 3x3x3 cube and save that instead of just the small amount of blocks. This will be helpful for when we have the invisible blocks that I'll cover in just a bit. To save it, you need to name it something, so in this case I'll just name it Minecraft Example 1, and instead of hitting the save button on the left side, you want to hit the done button first. This will show you the invisible area of the blocks that you are currently trying to save, but it's slightly off of where we're actually aiming. So this is where we change the X, Y, and Z values of the relative position in order to highlight exactly what we want. It's a little finicky at first when you don't understand what exactly is going on, for example, not using the negatives and positives correctly, but once you get the hang of it, it's no problem. So once you have the area highlighted in question that you want to save, it's as simple as clicking the bottom right save button in the menu. We're going to cover what the entities mean later, so just for now, let's move on to the load part of this video. From here, if you're in the load menu, you need to rename the structure name in the top what you have just saved or what you're trying to load. Then on the bottom right hand side, click the load button and notice once again that a position is prepared, but it's not exactly where you want it, so once again adjust the X, Y, and Z values to match up with what exactly you want and hit the bottom right load button to load in the example template that we have created here. Moving on from here, let's say you want to have a template go underground. Well, changing the Y value is all you need to do and hit the load button to create this template underground. But let's say you wanted the dirt to be on top of the cobble you just created for some reason. Well, that's where this structure void comes in. Excuse me, I'm trying to do a video here. Can you get out of the way, please? Thank you very much. Just hold on. Cool. Now that we have the structure void in our inventory, you want to right-click every invisible block that we have highlighted until they are small cubes. It's a little finicky, so just keep right-clicking until you see they're all small, and we'll rename this structure Example 1.5 just to change it up. Once again, we're going to need to save, and on the far end here, we're going to create a new load structure block, rename it with the same relative position and the same new 1.5 name, and then hit prepare and load. Now you'll notice that even though it's loaded, it doesn't look different, but that's because we did it correctly. If you dig down a little bit, you'll see that the cobblestone is beneath the dirt where the void blocks used to take place. So that's the purpose of that item in particular. Now let's try it on something a little bit bigger that we don't exactly know the exact dimensions of. We'll name this template Village 1, and we're going to add it to the save section. But the other thing that we're going to need to do in this case, because we don't know the exact dimensions, is kind of eyeball it and use the corner block. Remember that from the beginning of the video? Well, it's relatively simple, and it's the simplest block to use. All you have to do is change to the corner mode and rename the structure name the exact same one you want to use for the save name over in the other corner of the area that you're trying to save. Something else I haven't mentioned yet is the Include Entities button. If you hit on for this, this will include different mobs or different entity blocks like minecarts, for example. So let's place one there and hit the detect button in order to create the highlight of the building that we're trying to take away. You'll notice that it highlights pretty much everything except for the block beneath the actual structure block. Once again, this is just a Y value change and is relatively simple to fix after you get the hang of what the structure blocks function is. From here, you can check it out, eyeball it, and then hit the save button in order to save everything the way that we want it to be saved. Now, it's just a matter of, once again, loading the block in an area or the area that you want it to exactly be. You can also adjust the rotation value of the blocks that you're trying to change. However, this will also change the X and Z values mostly, sometimes the Y values, but that's a very rare occurrence. Once you get the hang of that, then it's once again a simple load, as long as you hit include entities, if you so choose to have the entities in the building, and it will not only load the villager that just walked out, but the minecart just like you had it in the corner. Same thing goes for the middle button that is not rotation. It's actually flip and inverse. Once again, you just hit the button specifically that you want to flip or inverse and adjust it and hit save, and eventually you'll get the hang of how it kind of works and slowly become a pro at telling the difference between each individual button. The 2-in-1 tip that I recommend is practicing this like I am on a super flat world first, because if you mess up, there is no undo button. You have to break it all down manually. Conclusion. Hopefully you found this guide to structure blocks really helpful. If you happen to, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and ringing that notification bell. That way we know this is the type of content that you like to see. Until next time.
Huh.